Members, it is about time we have attained the quorum. This is the first House Committee meeting in 2015. I wish you a good year ahead. Item 1, confirmation of minutes of the 11th meeting held on December the 19th last year. Minutes have been made available. Can I take the minutes as confirmed? Nothing on the matters arising. A further report by the Legal Service Division on the Stamp Duty Amendment Bill 2014. Legal advisor, please. Chairman, thank you. On the 19th of December last year, members did look at this bill. The Legal Service Division submits a further report on the bill. The bill is to waive stamp duty payable on the transfers of shares or ETFs. Now, as regards the exemption of the stamp duty, we raised clarification with the administration, and we were advised that they would cover the voluntary disposition intervals of share or unit of an ETF. This kind of transfer doesn't include the transaction of no valuable consideration. So we, after clarification, we are of the view that, that there is no further clarification to make. Thank you. Any questions? If not, Legal Service Division report on subsidiary legislation gazetted on December 24th and tabled on January the 7th. Chairman, there are 4 parts. Please refer to LS 25/14/15. The first 3 are made by the Secretary for Security in relation to the change of use for 2 correctional institutions. The first one is the Drug Addiction Treatment Center, NACU Correction Institution Amendment Order 2014, Drug Addiction Treatment Center, Light King Correctional Institution Amendment Order 2014. Basically, for Light King and NACU Correctional Institution, the portion designated for prison will be converted to Drug Addiction Treatment Center, and there is a cell which is meant for drug treatment, and it is converted to a prison, and this will go into effect on 27th of February. The security panel has not been consulted. Do you see the need for a subcommittee? No? Acting legal advisor, please. The other one is the Banking Disclosure Amendment Rules 2014. This is under the Banking Amendment Ordinance 2012 to implement the second phase of Basel III in relation to certain regulations. And this has to do with the capital buffers and liquidity coverage ratio, and there will be strengthening in these requirements. All the details are set out in paragraphs 10 to 13 of the paper. On the 7th of July, at the panel meeting, some members raised the issue of small or medium-sized institutions that will have difficulties with the compliance cost, and this will come into effect on the 31st of March 2015. Indeed, we have made clarification with the administration. The reply has just been received, and we will consider that and make further report. Do you see the need for a subcommittee? No? Right, next, the Legal Service Division report on subsidiary legislation gazetted on January the 2nd and tabled on the 7th of January. Legal advisor, please. Chairman, there is only one item here, and that is the Employment Amendment Ordinance 2014 commencement notice. Earlier, LegCo enacted the legislation on paternity leave, and the commencement date will be the 27th of February 2015. Subcommittee? For the first two, the deadline for amendment is the 4th of February. And the commencement notice, the deadline for the amendment again is 4th of February. Business for Council meeting of January the 14th. And report number 9/14 to 15, subsidiary legislation and other instruments, and no members indicated any intention to speak. The Chief Executive's policy address will be delivered at the Council meeting on January the 14th. Next, the Chief Executive's question and answer session on January the 15th. It will be taking place at 10:30 through to 12. Business for Council meeting of January 21st. There are 20 questions scheduled, 6 oral and 16 written. There are no motions. Bills, members' motions, a motion on combating insurance frauds to be moved by Mr. Chen Kin-po, and motion concerning about the problem of slow progress in vetting approving funding applications for infrastructural projects by Mr. Abraham Sheck. There is a checklist tabled before members. Now, if members would like to speak on this subsidiary legislation, the deadline for notification is January the 13th. Reports of Bills Committees and Subcommittees. Report of the BC on Pharmacy and Poisons Amendment Bill 2014. Mr. Wong Ting Kwong, please, on behalf of Mr. Joseph Lee. Mr. Wong Ting Kwong? Yes, Chairman, I'm looking for the speech. Beg your pardon, Chairman. As the Chairman, Mr. Joseph Lee, is otherwise engaged, I'll make a report on Mr. Lee's behalf. Members were generally in support of the bill, which seeks to enhance the safety of pharmaceutical products and protect public health, but expressed concerns over the implications on the trade. Besides, members were also deeply concerned about the role and composition of the Poisons and Pharmacy Board, in particular the regulatory regime of registered pharmacists. In response to members' concerns, the administration will move some amendments which the Bills Committee supported. As regards the issue of regulation of registered pharmacies, which the bill didn't touch on, the Bills Committee was given to understand that the Steering Committee on Strategic Review on Healthcare Manpower Planning and Professional Development will be considering proposals for the regulatory regime for registered pharmacists at a suitable time. The Bills Committee's deliberations are all set out in the report. The Bills Committee will raise no objection to the administration's intention to schedule the resumption debate on January the 21st. And subject to the passage of the bill, designate January the 30th by notice in the Gazette as the commencement date for most of the provisions of the bill. Thank you, Chairman. Report of the Bills Committee on Mandatory Provident Fund Schemes Amendment Bill 2014. Mr. Chen Kin-po, please. Chairman, thank you. The purpose of the bill is to amend the MPF scheme ordinance to allow scheme members to withdraw MPF accrued benefits upon retirement or early retirement and add terminal illness as a ground for making early withdrawal. It also makes amendments regarding the approval of new constituent funds and streamlining administrative procedures to drive down fees and enhance the scheme. The BC held considered all the views, and the BC supported the ideas of withdrawing the accrued benefits. The administration will, having regard to members' views, reduce the withdrawals per year from 12 to 4. Some members did not agree that the definition for terminal illness should be 12 months of remaining life expectancy or less. Rather, it should be left to the medical doctors to certify. The administration intends to have the resumption debate on January the 21st and move several CSAs to address BC's comments and to improve the drafting of the bill. Members have no objection to that. The Bills Committee will not move any amendments either. All the details are set out in the report. Thank you. Just a reminder that for the two bills, the deadline for notification of the amendment is Monday, 12th of January. Report of the Subcommittee on Electronic Transactions Ordinance Amendment of Schedule 1 Order 2014. Let me report as Chairman. The ETO amendment of Schedule 1 Order 2014 seeks to amend Schedule or Section 13 of Schedule 1 of the Electronic Transaction Ordinance for e-checks to be transacted and cleared electronically, but confined to non-negotiable e-checks. The subcommittee held one meeting with administration to discuss such issues as the cost-effectiveness, security measures, technical standards, crediting, publicity, and the way forward. All the deliberations are set out in the report. The subcommittee supports, in principle, the legislative proposals to confer upon e-checks the same legal status as their paper counterpart. The subcommittee will not propose any amendments. Just a reminder that for this order, the amendment deadline is the 21st of January, and the notification deadline is the 14th of January. Proposed extension of the period of work of subcommittees on policy issues. There are two subcommittees that are proposed to be extended. The first one is the poverty subcommittee to be extended to the 31st of January 2016, and under the welfare panel, the subcommittee on retirement protection, it is proposed to be extended to 30th of September 2015. At the moment, there are 8 subcommittees that are currently in operation. There are no committees in the waiting list.
Chairman, concerning the paper on subcommittee on poverty, on page 3, paragraph 7, the 5th line, it should be 3 instead of 4. Do members have any comments on the extension of time? Does it mean that we can endorse that if there is no objection? All right. As for the situation of the subcommittees and Bills committees, there are 11 Bills committees, and then 5 subcommittees under the House Committee and 9 subcommittees under the panels. Without there is no objection, there is no AOB, so meeting is adjourned.